getting a lot of questions from people about bladder urgency, frequency, and urge leakage. So I thought I'd come on and do a little talk about those topics. So just a few quick questions to see if you fall into the category of dealing with some of these issues. So one of the things I hear all the time from my patients is that they know where every bathroom in their town is. So is that you? Do you know where all the gas stations are, the good places to stop? You know where all the stores in the mall that have a bathroom are. You never leave the house without going to the bathroom, and you just really can map out your entire town's bathroom layout. If that's you, you might be dealing with urgency, frequency, and potentially some bladder leakage issues. So that's a big tip off that you might have a problem that we can help with. Another thing that I hear is that people feel like they're going to the bathroom all the time. So if you feel like you are just always in the restroom, you wake up and you start out the day going to the bathroom, and within 30 minutes, you're back in the bathroom again. Before you even leave the house for work in the morning, you've gone 3 or 4 times. Maybe you're going every hour on the hour at work. Maybe it's even waking you up a couple of times a night. Then again, you might be dealing with some overactive bladder issues and things that we can help with. Third thing is, are you having trouble making it to the bathroom in time? Are you getting those urges to go and you can't get there in time and you get some bladder leakage? It can be a few drops on the way. It can be a complete loss of your bladder. Sometimes people say that they're fine until they get to the restroom, and then once they're in the bathroom and see the toilet, they can't hold it any longer. And that's when they have some leakage. So none of that is stuff that you should have to be dealing with, and there's things that you can do about it. So let me give you a few definitions of some of the common terms here. So first one is urgency. What is bladder urgency? It is sudden onset of the urge to urinate that's uncontrollable. Okay, we all should get the urge to urinate, but it shouldn't be so sudden and quick that we feel like, dear God, I need to get to the bathroom right now, or I am going to leak. So that's what urgency is. Frequency is the need to urinate outside or more often than the usual amount. Well, that's kind of vague. What's the usual amount? Does anyone know? Anyways, the usual amount of times that we should urinate a day is anywhere from 5 to 7 times in a 24-hour period, and that is with us consuming a normal amount of fluid. You should not have to limit your fluid to control your urgency and frequency. So let me say that again. We should be urinating 5 to 7 times a day in a 24-hour period. That's considered the norm if you're consuming a normal or usual amount of fluid. That means that you should be urinating every 2 to 5 hours and not feeling like that's a difficult thing to do. So if you are going more often than every 2 hours, you might be dealing with some urinary frequency issues. Third definition I want to give you is what's urge incontinence or urge leakage. This is where we get the urge to urinate and we can't get there in time, and we have that bladder leakage that occurs. Again, it can be a few drops, it can be a complete loss of urine, complete emptying of the bladder, and that can occur right away when you get the urge, or it might occur as you're walking to the bathroom, or it might occur right as you're trying to pull down your pants and you can't get them down in time to go to the bathroom. So those are our 3 terms: urgency, frequency, and urge incontinence, or urge leakage. So I want to give you guys 3 tips, my top 3 tips for dealing with these types of symptoms. Okay, so that hopefully you can reduce your urgency and frequency and leakage. So tip number 1, we want to stop going to the bathroom just in case, or as I often refer to it at the clinic, I call it jicking. We don't want to go to the bathroom just in case. If you don't have the urge to go, don't go. Okay, we women especially get in a bad habit of going to the bathroom just in case. So I'm leaving the house, I better go just in case. I'm about to leave work, I better go just in case. That going just in case sends a bad signal to our bladder and it gets confused as to when it should or shouldn't be giving us the signal to go. Okay, we want to wait until we actually have the urge to go to the bathroom. So tip number 1 to reducing urgency and frequency is pay attention a little bit more and don't go just in case. No jicking. All right, tip number 2. If you've got those strong urges to go, or you're trying to avoid going as frequently, when you get the urge, start taking some slow, big, deep breaths in and out. The deep breathing has a calming effect on our bladder and can kind of quiet down the urges a little bit. So I always recommend kind of stop where you are and take 5 to 10 deep breaths and see if you can get that urge to go away. So tip number 2 for reducing bladder urgency and frequency is to take slow, deep breaths when the urge comes on. I also recommend kind of stopping in place and see if you can get the urge to at least diminish or potentially go away. All right, last tip. Tip number 3 for reducing urgency and frequency is on the front end, we want to reduce things that are irritants to our bladder. Okay, so what are some common bladder irritants? Caffeine. Caffeine's a big one. So get rid of or reduce your coffee intake, your caffeinated soda intake. Soda in general is a bladder irritant, whether it's caffeinated or not, with the artificial flavorings and the carbonation. So caffeine's a biggie. So that's a main one. Try and cut out or reduce the amount of caffeine that you're taking in. Another bladder irritant for people is potentially more acidic or citrusy kind of fruits or foods. So reducing like tomatoes or oranges or other citrusy kind of stuff can potentially help reduce the bladder irritation. So if our bladder is irritated, it's going to want to get rid of the contents more quickly. And so we might be feeling stronger urges or more frequent urges. So try and see if you can reduce the bladder irritants to make a difference.